We are live on the scene at 2018 Spikeball College Roundnet National Championships. We are joining now in the round of 8. We've got Recrem from Mercer University facing off against Easily Doug from University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. I'm Ezra Dantowitz here with Logan Cornelius, or as you might know him, the loudmouth from down south.
Of course it gets thrown in there. It's starting to stick, and I don't think I'm happy about it.
I mean, you can't argue with a great name like that. So what are we looking out for in this series?
So we got Easily Doug versus Recrem, two teams from the southeast, the predominant region in the college scene.
For sure.
And I think these two teams are going to be similar with each other's play. Easily Doug, easily the favorite coming into this game.
Yep.
I think Recrem will be the one to upset if they're going to, and I think a lot of that will be because of Nazbom's inexperience as compared to Gustavo Gonzalez, and just the success and experience that Easily Doug has.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Easily Doug, the number 2 ranked team in College Roundnet. They easily won their Atlantic Coast sectional. The number 5 ranked team, Recrem, easily won their Tropic South sectional. So both teams really have not faced much this year on the college scene. In their round of 16 matchup, Recrem had some trouble, went 3 with Ohio State's Check Please, consisting of Vinny Bonta.
Yep.
And Easily Doug, I think, kind of handled Asbury Black without much trouble.
And
so, yeah.
I think what will be a big difference. Sorry, I just want to be close to Ezra.
Hey.
I think one thing that will be a big difference in this game, as with any round-net match, is serving.
Yeah.
I think Travis Core can kick that ball out real wide, and Gustavo has experience with it. I haven't watched much of Kerry Nazbom play, but I would guess that he's probably going to struggle with that with a little bit, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so here we go. Gus to serve first. Hard serve to the right. Travis handles it easily and an easy low put away. So 1-0 start for Easily Doug.
Nice little left, and you saw Kerry was a little wide out there. Left a huge gap on the left side for Cordis to put it away there.
Yeah, so first time to see Travis Core serve, and hits the rim there, but you saw the angle he generates just by spinning his whole torso out to the right.
And I think one thing that will be interesting to come into play here is the fact that Recrem has played some tough games, and Easily Doug has mostly had a pretty easy game this far, so they're not as warmed up.
So not quite the one up top drop there, but his card misses the hit. It bounces off and drops on the other side of the net. So lucky hold there for Easily Doug, and now a roll up from Nussbaum, but that'll do. And we'll go 2-2 back to Gonzalez to serve.
And those are the kinds of plays that if you're a little light on your feet, move your hips a little bit, you can get to that off of the lip.
Yeah, one of those common things you always say in Roundnet is don't jump on defense, because more often than not, the ball goes up, you leave your feet, and you don't have a chance to run it down. And if you stay on the ground, you'll just be able to run that ball down instead of trying to touch it on as it passes you.
Absolutely. So we've had a couple rims here. We'll see if the serving starts to pick it up. Kerry was able to get his first serve on pretty well. Wide out, pockets.
Yeah, so one thing you notice here is very wide stances and wide serves from Nussbaum and Core. They're both taking huge steps to the right and just challenging the server to move laterally. So there you go. Good serve again. Nope, pocket, and Easily Doug takes the point.
Absolutely. So if it pockets twice, it's a double fault. Easily Doug will take that. Andrew Card with the serve.
Good serve from Card, but an easy put away on 2 from Gus. You see that returns right over the net, and so Gus doesn't need to think much about it. Just hits it low and hard, and no real play for Easily Doug to make.
Absolutely. And a lot of times you're not going to want to hit on 2, but when you get a beautiful first touch like that, you can sometimes take it because it's great.
Yeah, a nice set from Card to give Core a hit over the net, but he leaves it up, and Nussbaum runs it down. Oh, here we go.
Not a great hit from Card, but a good rally. Bad set.
Card trying that backhand, but just too far off net and can't put it on.
And
so
you see that a lot more is going for the backhand, even when you're a little bit off the net. And I don't necessarily think that's the right decision, especially with when you're going backhand, you have a harsher angle downward as opposed to the left hand. You can get a little more flatter angle and get it on the net.
Yeah, but one thing you saw there with his back to the net, he doesn't have much options to work with.
Absolutely.
So there you go. Great play to receive that drop serve, get up quickly, and put it away.
And Recrem starting out with an early lead over Easily Doug. Seems like Core has struggled a little bit. I think he's going to need to get his hits going and his sets.
Yeah, so he's 0 for 2 on serves. Let's see if he can make one here. Oh, wow. Generating so much angle, but a great set from Gus to put the ball near the net. Just not enough for Kerry to work with. But an insane serve from Travis, and if he's able to keep that up, it's going to be hard for Recrem to stay in this match.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful serve, and all day. I mean, that was a beautiful second touch on Gus from Recrem, but Kerry Nazbom just wasn't able to get that hit on the net.
We'll redo that point with the ball rolling onto the court. Again, just strong serve, not so much of an angle, but just lips up a little bit.
looks like.
And then go to the observer to see if this is a pocket.
They
Calls it
called
good.
clean.
Just hit it in the middle of the net and kicked a little bit higher than the last one, and Gus wasn't able to get his hand on top of it to keep it down. So here we go. Back to carry. That's a pocket.
Clear pocket.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. Just a few inches can be the difference between that last serve and that one right there, where a pocket's out real wide. It's a fault. Good serve. Comes down hard.
Ooh, lefty on 2 from Gus, and Card gets a hand on it, but not enough to direct it back towards Travis. So a hold here, which is what Mercer needed to get back on track, and carrying out a serve.
Absolutely. And that's the thing about hitting on 2 is it may catch the
great
other
serve.
team off guard, but you do it enough times, the defense starts to read that, and they can get there. And as you saw, Gus took on 2, but Card was able to get a read on that and at least get a hand on it. A few more times they'll be there for that.
Yeah, exactly. And so you saw there, Travis just showing off his strong left hand. He's a really great hitter both ways, so it's tough to get in front of him. And one of the things you notice, big difference between him and between Core and Card, is that Core will opt to use the left hand much more frequently than the backhand that Card favors.
Absolutely.
Good serve there, catching Andrew. And Travis can't get there for a play, so it'll be a break for Recrem, and he evens it up at 8.
A lot of spin on that, and I think that's what makes the difference there, is it hits his hand, and that's when the action happens.
Yeah, you see a tough return there again, and he's hitting it right to carry. Ooh, but the set's not quite there. The first touch was a little bit off, and Gus wasn't able to correct for it, so a tough off-net lefty hit.
Absolutely. Then Nosbaum doesn't move his feet there, and just kind of offs back for a leaning, and gets jammed on that left. Move the feet a little bit, maybe you have an option for a better hit, but not with that positioning.
Yeah, being led on your feet is key on all aspects of the game, really. Serving, serve return, defense, and especially hitting when you need to adjust to those late sets.
And going back to what you were saying about Card and Core's play style, I think there's a distinct difference where Card is more of a power player, whereas Core is more of a power player, whereas Card is more of like a finesse kind of sneaky player, if you will.
Yeah, with Core, a lot of the time you might know where it's going, but it's just going over you or through you because he hits it so hard. He also hits it high enough that it's just not going to come. It's going to be over your head most of the time.
So you can be exactly in position, but it's just, as we saw earlier, hits the hand, reflects off.
Yeah, so here we go. Card to serve.
A little lighter serve.
Oh, just misses the body positioning. And so we'll go 10-10. Halfway through the game, we are knotted up.
And that's one thing when you do the body defense, it takes you a little bit out of it, farther away. For harder hitters, I think body is somewhat essential because you can get the deflection off when there's no way you can get there. But with someone like Nosbaum, I think it'd be more beneficial for Card and Core to play a little deeper off the net because he's easier to read, not as versatile of a hitter.
Yeah, and his hits probably aren't staying quite as low, so you have a little bit more time to react and get in front of him.
Absolutely.
Ooh, so that's a big pocket there from Core. He'll go second serve, 11-10. Game 1 here at the round of 8.
And we'll see what they can do.
Drop serve and
Wow.
just easily catches Gus.
Absolutely.
Running so wide, there's just no time for him to react to that drop serve.
And
I
with
think they're questioning whether or not he tossed it inside the 6-foot line, but Josh Swim, the observer, has no call.
And that's what power will get you. If you get power, the serve returner has to adjust for that, and then it opens up so much more room for that drop serve.
Yeah, you see the secondary effect of having a strong serve is that you're able to hit those drops and force the other team to come in.
Absolutely. And then that kickback on that is if you have that dropper, you can get it, then mentally the returner has to think, okay, what if they drop it here? And they have to be ready to move forward, which oftentimes can get them to move when you're hitting it hard, and again, take them out. So
Yeah.
it is somewhat of a helping experience having that drop and the hard serve.
Yeah, you see, again, a good serve from Kerry Nussbaum. Challenges Core just a little bit, but they're there for the set and the easy lefty put away.
And that was good return on his left. He left his hand open a little bit and directed it wider to where Gus was coming around and couldn't quite get all the way to it.
There we go, the man bum from UTC. Not really challenging Gus there, who puts that away with the right. Pulls it just past Card.
And you see him control that. He hits it in the direction of Card, but Card's so close to the net that Gus can pretty much hit it anywhere because Card isn't going to get in the way.
Good low topspin serve, just catches Card on the hand, and Core's not able to pick up the set. So 13-13, knotted again. You see a little bit of frustration coming from Card. They've had trouble with these serves all game. Another one there, a pocket they'll call it. So second serve, 13s for Gus Gonzalez. You see how he tosses that ball with spin, and if he can catch it just on top, he adds to it. A great layout from Kerry Nussbaum, but not enough on that touch to get it back to Gus.
Great rundown. And I think that's kind of a key is they're starting to pick up and read a little bit on Easily Doug's defense. And if they can continue with that, then they'll probably get some more touches. Right now, it's kind of a break battle between Gus's serving and Core's serving.
Playing that pocket. Oh,
Wow.
gets the block. Question about the double.
block.
I think whether or not it was double touch, it was definitely one motion, so that'll be a break for Easily Dug. One thing you saw offensively for them is Card has been setting Travis on the left hand, and that's where Mercer's starting to get in front of it. So maybe it's time to give him a few more choices, or just let him power away with that right. Absolutely. Another strong serve, just right through Carrie Nussbaum, bouncing away, and that's a 16-13 advantage now, game one. So Easily Dug looking to take this game, and they've got the breaks to do it.
This is a pivotal part of each game. I think around the 14 area is when you see the separation between good teams and great teams. And they've been knotted up to the point of kind of 14. And this is where we'll see if Easily Dug will pull away, because that's a lot of times where it separates. A team can stay close to around this area, and then they separate at this point. As you can see with the 16-14 lead with Recrem serve that
so, yeah, you got to think the serves here have been good from Recrem, but just not good enough. They've challenged them a lot, but the setting has been great from Easily Dug, getting those sets back to net for them to put it away on three. So another wide step out, that one pockets up, so it'll go again. But if they're able to keep it low with enough topspin, that's where they've really been challenging, especially Card.
Absolutely. Yep, and Card serves aren't necessarily putting any power zip on it, haven't been challenging very much, but they get it on, and anytime the ball is on, it's a chance for a break. That was a beautiful backhand.
Yeah, easy backhand, nobody there, just hitting it clean to space. And so 17-14, Card to serve, looking for another one here as they look to close out game one.
That was a good serve, nice and high. That was a little different because it was high. They didn't give Gustavo didn't give Nussbaum a whole lot of options on that hit. But because of Card's positioning, again, close to the net, wasn't able to read it.
Yeah, great serve from Gus there. Just kicking it with so much topspin that it just rolls off Card's hand, Core's hand, and into the ground. I'm having a lot of trouble differentiating the two.
I know, their names are so similar. It's tough. There's a lot of power coming off his serves, as you can see. Whereas when Core serves, he's getting it wider to where it's tipping the outside of your hand. Mm-hmm. When Gonzalez serves, it's hitting his hand, but because of the spin and the action between the ball and the net, when it gets to the hand, it's bouncing off, and that's what makes it tough.
Yeah, so lips up a little bit, but they'll play it. And a good push, but it lips up, and so Card runs it down, and a weird lefty.
Roll up there.
And Gus hits the backhand right to him. That touch goes right to Core, but the set's not quite enough for Card to work with.
No, that's an interesting rotation he had. I think he was probably rotating again for that backhand, which you see again and again from Card is when he's off the net, instead of moving and hitting it with the offhand, he goes for that backhand, and that just shows where the importance of offhand versatility comes in.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew Card is known for his versatility, spinning around, hitting tweeners over the net, backhands while leaping. So if there's anyone who can pull that off with ease, it's him, especially in this setting. So here we go. Not a hard serve for Core to return, and just a lefty push low that catches Carrie Nussbaum in the hands.
And he was there. He was there. That could have been the point they needed to bring it back. But they still have a shot at this one.
Yeah, so 19-17, very much still alive, but Mercer has no room for error. Drop serve hits rim, and so here we go. Gus Gonzalez, this is probably the situation you want. Gus serving to Andrew.
Absolutely.
If he can get enough topspin and cut on this serve, he might be able to jam him one more time. Good serve. Core running it down for the set. Great drop. Just catches Gus in the hand. That drop was perfectly positioned.
And it had enough spin on it to where when it hit Gustavo Gonzalez's hand, it rolled off quite a bit, and he just wasn't able to get it there. But that's exactly what Recrem needed. They just weren't able to capitalize on it. And a great serve from Core. Not the best set.
Ooh, great rundown from
Beautiful
Travis.
Set. And he's in position.
And a rim there will close out game one. So a great rally to end this game one. Easily Dug takes it 21-18. High fives all around. And we'll go to a break for just a few minutes before we come back with game two. So I think we saw there Easily Dug look stronger. The only thing really that they had trouble with was Gus's hard topspin serves.
Yep. And I mean, if you look at the mentality between these two teams afterward, UTC they're saying is they know, and I think that means is they have that confidence in themselves. They know they should be whether they do it or not, and you're seeing a lot of frustration from Carrie and Gus right now, and I think that comes from they know they weren't performing to what they are, and their team they're not making the breaks that they need to, and I think that's going to come in play to game two.
I think one thing we might see is they were getting on Travis's left hand. If they can continue to rotate well on defense and really force Travis to pick different options, they might be able to force some errors, whether it's roll-ups or rims, and get more defensive touches.
Absolutely. And he was having some good hits with his great hand, but there were some softer, not as great hits with it as well. And that's what they got to capitalize. A lot of it is just getting to the shots you can, because he's going to hit some great shots that defense is extremely tough on. But if they're playing that and Card keeps setting it there, all they do is take advantage of a few of those that are to the left hand, and they'll be there for it.
Yeah, the other thing we saw as the series progressed, core serves were not challenging Recrem that much, but I think there's still another level for him to go, keeping it lower and wider.
Absolutely.
So if Recrem wants to stay in it, they're going to need to up their serving game as well. We saw Gus going for a lot towards the end, just trying to hit that hard and low so that it can catch them on the bottom of their hand.
Yep.
Carrie's serves were also good out wide, but just not enough to really challenge the players of Easily Dug.
Absolutely. And I think one thing you'll see with Core's serve is that he is a lot more based on the spin. He's trying to get the spin on the ball with that interaction with his hand, much like Gustavo. And if he can get that going, he can probably have some similar effort. I would say, in general, a better server than Card, but they are on a similar level. And I think by far, Core is the best server in this game.
Yeah, okay, so we're ready here with game 2. Travis Core leading the way. Let's see what he goes with to start. Step out lefty. They'll call pocket and go second serve.
I think they heard our what we were saying about the left, and they wanted to rely on it even more.
Yeah, so you see right away, he's got this crazy wide right serve, but he can back it up with a strong lefty serve a lot of the time, and that really challenges the returner to stay honest and not cheat over too far to their own right.
Yep, and it looks like the serve there challenged him enough. For Gonzalez seemed to have a good hit, but he hit rim just barely.
Yeah, just a little bit late to the net, couldn't set his feet, and doesn't get that swing down in time.
And just the frustration you see on Gonzalez's face this early in the game, I think that shows mentally where they can come into play.
Yeah, especially early in the game, getting breaks can be demoralizing, but you have to stay positive and stay alive and in the game.
Absolutely. And Nussbaum's trying to press them with that step out wide serve, but right now he's just not able to convert on it.
Yeah. Pocket there from Andrew Card.
Harsh pocket.
Yeah, serving second serve now, 2-1. You see, Observer has the hood up. It is a little bit cold out here. The sun has not been out much. The wind is starting to pick up as we get later in the day. And these are less than ideal conditions at College Nationals.
It's actually gotten colder throughout the day, which is interesting. Great defensive hand from Nussbaum. Gets it on not too hard of a hit, and they're completely out of position.
A great pull from Andrew Card to finish off that rally.
And you see that they both got great defensive touches, but they were on the ground because of that. So when Easily Dug gets it back there, they virtually have any option.
Right, exactly. So here we go, 3-2. Travis Core to serve. Lining up offhand almost. Let's see what he does here. Faking and then stepping out for the drop, but hits rim. So another level of serves there. Maybe he's comfortable, maybe he's just looking to change it up and give the team a new look.
And you see that shift of the body that Core has before the serve. Part of that's mental, part of it's just you get a little movement from the returner, and you know where to go from there. If he moves a lot, you're going to go down.
Ooh, Andrew Card going on 2, but using the right hand and missing.
Ill-advised hit on 2. It was open, but you just gotta. There he is, a little Fortnite bandage right there. You see those?
That's what that is.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what that is. Yes.
Yeah, that's good to know.
My wife would be embarrassed that I know that illusion, but.
Yeah, no, I'm too cool to play Fortnite.
I know you are, Ezra.
Yeah, that's not true. I tried to play. I'm just horrible.
Yeah,
anyway, 4-3 for Recrem. Carry with a step out serve and pockets again, so that's a point for Easily Dug. We'll go 4-4 Card to serve. Stepping out, that's a little bit new.
Hits pocket.
And,
Corky's fine in pocket.
Yeah.
Brought his cargo shorts to play today.
Yeah, could go maybe the net, but no, you see there. I think that was a side pocket. I agree with Nussbaum's call. They'll go to the Observer. I don't think he has angle to call it, but we'll see what he says. He says pocket, absolutely. And I think that's the right call.
That was the right call. And I think it can be hard for Card, especially from the situation he's in. He's kind of slanted, but here you see it hit that side pocket.
Yeah, you see that move left to right from Kerry Nussbaum's perspective, and so definitely hard to return when it pockets like that.
And that was like just a few centimeters from being Card's best serve of the series.
Agreed. Especially if you can get that a little bit in that near net area where it just kicks low, it's hard to return. So that one kicking up. Gus will call the pocket. You see the wind there carrying that ball back a little bit, right over the net.
That one looked clean.
And they go to the Observer again and confirms the pocket call.
Gus think it's ridiculous to go to the Observer on that. Core will go for it again.
Ooh, dropping it in. Looked like he might have reached in.
There. And that's a.
They'll call a strong play hinder. So what happened there was Gus had a shot to take, but Core was in his way, and since Core was not in a real defensive position there, he was just kind of standing at the net. The point is awarded to Recrem. And so as I say that, Card himself falls over to the net, missing the hit, and it'll be a break for Mercer.
We're seeing some sloppy play from Cord and Carr right now. Easily Dug just not playing as crisp as they did in the first game. So
Ooh.
Recrem taking advantage of that. Great serve.
Wide step up, but a great pull from Travis Core. You see him opening up the hips, freezing carry Nussbaum, think it's going to be a push shot, but then pulling it just past him. And so even though that lipped up, he forced the defender off enough that he's not able to run it down.
And Nussbaum was on his heels, so he wasn't able to transition, flip his hips, and move backwards for that ball.
Exactly.
Mostly because he didn't know where it was going. Stay on your toes, you have a shot at that.
Yeah. Ooh, miss serve from Gus, catches card. And we'll go 7-8 and rotate here. So up early, Mercer looking to keep the pressure on.
Yep.
But now it's Core's turn to serve. We'll see what he can do.
And his serve it's the game changer in this series. Anytime it can take control of the game and bring them back.
Especially when he kicks it low and wide like he's able to do. It's hard for anyone to return. Oh, and you see Kyrie Nussbaum just overdoing it there. Maybe sees the defender in his face and just misses the hit.
And you see the reaction from Gonzalez on that. Don't know if it was for his set or for the hit of his teammate, but it seemed like a good set, just maybe a little high, and the swing was tough.
Yeah, that one looked like Core's back foot might have come up before he hit that, but it doesn't matter because it's a pocket. Either way, a fault.
And some of those are tough calls to make as well.
Especially with only one observer. It's really hard to
Absolutely.
watch all that. So here we go. And the goofy setup again, stepping out with his right, but hits rim.
Seems like Core's being a lot more creative with his serves in this game.
Yeah, still the 1 point advantage for Recrem. 9-8 as Nussbaum now to serve. Rolls up, but easy touch, and Core will put it away with the lefty on 2. Gus asking about the hinder call. I'm not sure he was there in time, but it was definitely close. He's saying he could have scooped it up with his hand. Hard to say with any certainty what would have happened, but it looks like he's going to. No, it looks like he's looking for it.
It's one of those where he probably doesn't, but in the case he does, you want that opportunity.
Yeah, and so they'll call the hinder.
Absolutely.
And replay this point, still 9-8.
And sometimes, with the weight of that call being on the team that makes that's receiving the infraction, it can be a little tough because you might not have got it, but you want the opportunity to at least do that. And so you're going to take that. You have to.
Yeah. So 9-9 now. It is Card's turn to serve. They're looking for a break so they can take the lead again in this series.
And it looks like there's another question here, maybe hitting the net or maybe just a discussion between the teams.
Yeah, not sure exactly what the disagreement was. Step out with the left and just catches Nussbaum. Yep. Choked him a little bit and just hits the tips of his fingers down. Can't get quite a handle on that serve.
And you see the reception of that similar to the reception of easily dug to Gustavo's serves. They're there in position, hits the hand, and just doesn't catch it right.
Yeah,
nice
drop there, but pocket, and so goes to second serve where Card again pockets it. That's a double fault. Will be Recrem's point, and we'll go 10-10. So again, knotted up halfway through the game. Just like last game, we saw this was the point where Easily Dug took over. They had a few quick breaks right out of the halfway point, and then from there they were comfortable.
Yep, absolutely.
So let's see if Gus can put the pressure on with another one of his tough top spin serves. Stepping out, not spinning it, but getting him wide. Card's there.
Great read. Nussbaum able to get there, take advantage of the pocket. But he's struggling with those hits. That's the third or fourth time today where it's been at that average to high distance, and he just can't get his hand down.
And so 11-10 now for Easily Dug. You see a great rundown there by both teams, but yeah, like you said, either the set's not quite there for Nussbaum or he's just not able to find the net in the rundown. Yeah. Good push there as he puts that away.
And I think that comes down to he doesn't have that variability in hitting, so when the ball is in that position that's a little bit right here about shoulder distance, he's not moving his feet, opening his hips, and letting it fall, taking that lower trajectory, and he's just whiffing.
Exactly. So here we go. Nussbaum serving. See if he can get any pressure back on Easily Dug. Good wide serve, but Travis returns it cleanly. And
there. Gus with the touch.
Great effort from Recrem. You saw Nussbaum was there, but just rolled up the top of his finger, so wasn't able to get enough to push it back towards Gonzalez.
Absolutely. And that was a hard high hit, which even if you're in position like he was, hard to get a touch on that just because of positioning.
Good serve from Card, but Gonzalez, gets it on with the backhand. Core is right there, getting back to net. And so again, we see Easily Dug taking the lead now, 13-11. They've got the breaks they need. They'll just need to hold the rest of the way, but I think they'll want more.
And that's the difference. That's the difference between these two teams that we're seeing is when Card and Core are getting those defensive touches, they're finishing. Whereas Recrem, they're not getting those finishes when they get the touches.
Right. So you see there, easy finish for Recrem, 12-13. You see a little bit of dejection on the looks of their faces, but they're going to need to turn around right away if they want to stay alive.
They're still in this, and they were down by 3 breaks and brought it down to 2 before. And again, similar situation where Nussbaum is in a similar position. Although this time he's not stopped, he's moving, gets that high touch, but This one, it moves farther back on his hand than
Yeah,
the
so you see
last.
they're reading core well, but again, the hits are just a little bit too high, maybe a little bit too much topspin, and it's rolling off the hand, so they're not able to get it back to the net.
And I think that favors core style. Like it just shows how he hits. They're able to get in position.
A great return by Gus on the wide serve, but the set was a little low, and he wasn't able to get it past the defense. So another break for UTC here.
And that's one thing that can be frustrating for defenders is you see Carey all over the shots. He's getting a touch on almost every single one of the shots that he's there, but he's not able to get a good touch to get it.
Yeah.
That's part of the frustration from a team like Mercer.
Drop serve pockets up, but easily playable for Nussbaum, who pulls it just past the defense, and so we'll go 13-15, Recrem serving.
And this team from UT Chattanooga looking to be the #1 team tomorrow, and this would be the #1 team from Mercer.
Yeah, so like we said, the club portion coming back tomorrow on Sunday. These two squads favor to match up, maybe later in the right.
Absolutely.
UTC is the clear-cut favorite coming into the day. Mercer took their sectional, largely on the backs of strong play from Recrem, but we'll have to see how their team does tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So pocket there from Card. We'll go second serve. They're up 16-13. We'll see if they can close this one out like they did in game 1.
And 16-13, similar position as the game before. Recrem able to make a few moves last time, still not able to come away with the win, but they're going to try to hang in there and see what they can do.
Yeah. So we have coup d'etat from UT Dallas awaiting the winner of this matchup. They actually took down Easily Dug in pool play, got a lot of breaks early, and even though Easily Dug tried to close it out, UTD was able to hold on and win that one.
Absolutely. #2 seed overall as opposed to the #4 that UT has coming into this game.
So here we go. Core in the goofy stance again, stepping out wide with his left
Wow.
and just catching Carey, who gets just enough of it towards Gus. Great rundown from Card.
Good set.
Ooh, the set again just off. Andrew going for the leaping tweener.
And again, you see it, the 4th or 5th time where probably a better shot there, but Card loves those flashy plays, goes for the twist, and is missing yet again.
Yeah, UTC it for sure.
Looks great on camera, doesn't exactly get those break points.
Easy set, and you see Core rotating his hips to get that lefty pull, but he did it slow enough that Gus was able to see it and line up for it, but not enough with that leg up.
And again, you see Recrem time after time, they're there for that first touch, just not being able to capitalize on it.
Pocket from Card. We'll go second serve, 18-15.
Harsh pocket.
Yeah, okay, and that's a rim. No argument there. So here we go. This is what you want. Gus serving to Card. See if he can get a break. Spinning that hard, but Card's much more familiar with it now. It gets easy up. And that'll be hinder, I think.
Yep, and they'll replay that. If it's...
Not sure. Gus is motioning what he thought the direction the ball was going. It looks like he's arguing that they shouldn't get it, but hard to say. Generous replay here. The call is that the body up off of Gus could have gone close enough to Carey to set it, but a miss on this replay, so it won't matter. 19-16, Easily Dug, looking to close out this series in 2.
It looks like Spicy Ruby is on to the semifinals. They will await the winners of
Schweppes and Whipped Cream.
Schweppes and Whipped Cream. So that's interesting to note, is Whipped Cream was able to win, and so they also achieved premier status as well. Another team looking to get that coming into the day.
Yeah, big result for them. Wide step out, and what an angle from Core.
It's a great serve.
So you see, it's hard, it's wide, but it's also low, which just
Yes.
makes it that much harder to get a hand on it.
The big 3 of what you want in a serve, hard, wide, and low.
So here we go. Quadruple match point, 2016 for Travis Core. Stepping out, doing all the moves. Gus returns that serve no trouble and has a nice backhand.
And in those pre-serve moves, you kind of see the importance of his other serves that he's thrown throughout the game. He twists, get the defender moving, moves around, shows that he could do the left, opts not to take it, and then moves back around for the right.
Yep. So good wide serve from Carey.
Takes on 2,
Core
shows
take that
confidence
too.
where they're at.
Ooh.
Nice body, and he drops,
Oh.
and gets there.
And so yeah, again, a great play by Carey Nussbaum to get the up. Got it on that play, but wasn't able to put it away. It's an easy pickup for Easily Dug.
And
As they win this one.
you saw the same thing with Mercer the whole game. They were getting touches on almost every hit that Easily Dug had, but they weren't able to capitalize on it.
So 21-17 in game 2. Easily Dug advances to semifinals. Well, they'll have a pool play rematch with coup d'etat out of UT Dallas. A lot of things we saw there were good from Easily Dug. They looked relaxed the whole way through. I think they've definitely got another level to step it up, and they'll probably need that in the semifinal.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be, I mean, it's a semifinals. It'll be one of their 2 hardest matches all day. If they're able to win, they got to play Spicy Ruby
Or Schweppes.
or Schweppes.
Yeah.
And either way, they're playing UTD and then Spicy Ruby or Schweppes. So.
Yeah, so the top 4 teams here at College Nationals, just like last year, Easily Dug is here. Similar to last year, we've got a UMass team in Spicy Ruby. It's Anthony Wrench replacing Mike White, but still playing with Dan McPartland. Then we've got Coup d'etat, team consisting of Grayson Aries and Sam Constanti out of University of Texas at Dallas. And the last one is Schweppes. Micah Zimmerman and Jesse Showalter, probably not the Showalter you're most familiar with, but one you should know, coming out of Rosedale Bible College.
Yep.
So I'm not sure which one we'll be streaming here, but the matchups will be Schweppes versus Spicy Ruby.
Yep.
In pool play, Spicy Ruby won 25-24 at the hard cap.
Absolutely.
And then the other matchup is Coup d'etat versus Easily Dug.
Yep.
Coup d'etat won 21-18 in pool play. Strong serves from Grayson throughout. We'll have to see. Either match could go either way.
And we're getting signals from producer White to wrap this thing up. So we will see you at the next match. We're excited for it. This is the 2018 Spikeball Roundnet College National Championship.
Adios.